Okay, so got to the last underling. At least I hope this is the last one. I haven't seen one anywhere else, and believe me when I say God, it took forever. I can either turbo this twice or 4 times, but I think I'm gonna go with 4 times because that was horrendous. And you wanna know what the best part is? I still gotta get to Candice after that, and I still have a lot of job to do if I want to get rid of those snowballs. And you wanna know what? It's really frustrating how you can't ask your Pokemon to just smash those. Like, I got my, I think it's Trophius that got the Rock Smash. Why can't I ask Trophius to just smash those snowballs instead? Well, I suppose it would make the gym a little too easy, but still, when you think about it, it just doesn't make any sense. Level 55, okay, and that's it for this trainer, so wish me luck as I go back to hell to try and find a way to Candice. It's not going to be pretty. There we go. Now all I gotta do is go down those stairs, go up those stairs, and finally fight Candice. Now this part, I definitely gotta turbo 4 times. Might even consider doing it 8 times, because that was just ridiculous. When I said I sucked at ice puzzles, I was not kidding. But anyway, here we go, gym battle number 7, and I can only guess it's going to be a lot better than that puzzle. We're starting off with a Sneasel, and it's possibly the worst Pokemon she could possibly send against a Lucario. Quadruple weakness to fighting and paper-thin defenses means it's not going to last a turn. I think I could have killed it twice, 3 times, maybe even 4 times over with that attack. Piloswine, on the other hand, it's got better defenses and only a double weakness, but that's not going to be enough. I already killed a Piloswine or 2 on the way here. Had it been a Mamoswine, which would have made sense, given that this is the 7th gym and all, but had this been a Mamoswine, I would have been worried, but a Piloswine I could handle easily. A Bomasnow, this was the head honcho of her team in Diamond and Pearl, but now it's only another one of her Pokemon. Her main Pokemon this time around is Frostlass. So Aura Sphere, super effective against Bomasnow. The only thing it has going for it is that permanent hail. Otherwise, it's complete fodder. Even Politoed and Ninetales are doing better nowadays at holding their weight outside of just inducing weather, which highlights just how bad a Bomasnow would be without snow warning. And yeah, Frostlass can handle that one. It's rather fast, but I think I got the level advantage enough to be able to outspeed it, and hopefully 1-hit KO with Dark Pulse. Yeah, I'm going first. And Frostlass has 70 HP and 70 base special defense, so there we go. It was that easy. 4 hits, 4 kills, just a little damage from the hail, but it doesn't matter. We got the token jailbait gym leader out of the way. Because make no mistake, she's no Skyla, but she still gets the Pedo Bear stamp of approval. Speaking of Skyla, God! Whoever designed her really went overboard, I think. I mean, isn't it bad enough that she was designed with as little clothing as she can possibly get away with? Oh, but she's got gloves, so that totally makes up for it. But on top of that, they have to give her fun bags way too big for a girl her age. That is just wrong on so many levels. That's just an invitation to steamroll her with Rule 34, which is wrong because she's totally underage. In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if she got the Splash Woman / Shade treatment and had porn of her drawn within hours of people knowing that she exists. And if that was the case, she would complete the unholy triforce of pervertedness. We would have child porn, we would have animal porn, and we would have robot porn. Good lord, I really need to stop thinking about things like that because this is just discouraging. Anyway, giving rock climb to Barrel since I completely forgot to do it when I got the HMs, so I'm gonna do it right now. Let's see, it still has 2 moves that aren't HMs. Hyper Fang and Rollout. I guess I'm gonna overwrite Rollout because, well, does it really matter? It's not like Rollout is that strong anyway. But, okay, next stop, Lake Acuity, because Barry's here fighting Jupiter. Actually, the battle's already over, and, well, I'd say I'm not gonna spoil a surprise for you, but not only did I already do it, but the outcome's painfully obvious anyway. He got absolutely destroyed, and good thing I took that path here, because there's an item up here. What is it? The Reaper Cloth, which, when you trade Dusclops with it attached to it, it evolves into Dusk Noir. And I don't see why you do that nowadays, because Dusclops is actually better than Dusk Noir, oddly enough, thanks to the Pre-Evolution Stone. And yeah, actually, they are getting away with this, because you just failed your end of the deal. Spectacularly. Well, I failed too, but at least I give Saturn and Mars a thrashing. You, on the other hand, you just got told that you're laughably weak, and she is absolutely right in that regard. And the first time I played this, I was really disappointed because I thought that I was gonna fight her, but in the end, you don't. I have no idea why, since you're here, she's there, you can stop her, but you don't for some reason. And actually, yeah, the Veilstone HQ is going to be our next destination in the story, but I'm not going to go there quite yet because I gained the ability to use another HM outside of battle, so that is what we're going to do next. We're going to go rock climbing all over Sinnoh, as Barry here has his big moment of revelation here, kind of like what happened with Silver and Gold Silver Crystal when you beat him in Goldenrod. Anyway, I just got done recording 40 minutes of footage, so I'm really tired at this point, so I'll see you next time for the beginning of our little expedition. Okay, I'm back, and I'm all ready. It was just a flash for you, but a day passed for me, and I checked, I already did the editing for what I've already recorded of this part, and I have a bit less than 7 minutes left to fill up this part, and aren't you glad that I spared you the return trip through Route 217? Because it would have been so boring to watch me slug through the snow at a phenomenally low speed. There was no tall grass in the way even, just snow. Snow, snow, snow. Lots and lots and lots of snow. Anyway, a question that I got asked, I don't know if it was twice or 3 times, I don't remember that kind of details, but I still feel the need to answer it because actually it's a question that many of you may be asking yourselves, but I don't know if you're not asking me because you think I'm going to trash you, but on the contrary, it's a very legitimate question, so I'm going to answer it, and that question is, why the hell are you considering Meganium for a team slot in an eventual Soul Silver LP? Isn't it like the worst starter of all time? Yes, it probably is. However, I think I can do something decent with it. Let me explain. I'm going to use a little analogy here. Car experts love to talk about performance on the cars, like what's the top speed, what's the acceleration like, how well can it slalom through a bunch of traffic cones. And that kind of thing just isn't relevant for the rest of us who just use our cars to go from point A to point B. So, you know, I really don't care if that car can reach 12,000 RPM if it can go all the way to 250 kilometers per hour, because odds are if you go at even 125 kilometers per hour on a highway, you're going to get caught by the police. So to get the most out of those high-performance cars, you really got to go to closed circuits designed for that sole purpose. That would be competitive play in the Pokemon world. But there are other cars that are comfortable. They really can't go very fast, and they don't have much in the way of RPM, not too much acceleration, though I will admit that braking distance can be useful, especially if you live in Canada. And there are those cars that are just really good for just going around town, maybe going on the highway once in a while, without really needing to step up the gas and just go really fast. And that kind of car is what Meganium is. It's effective in-game if you know how to use it properly, and I have plans to do just that. But in competitive play, it's just not worth it. As I said, it's probably the worst starter ever, though where the Generation 5 starters fall in is sort of yet to be determined. Personally, I don't really have high hopes for any of them, especially since Superior doesn't have Perversity yet. But anyway, there are also those cars that have really high performance, but can also be good for riding around town. Though the idea of just using a Ferrari to go shopping, well, it's not a very good idea, because Ferraris are best kept either in your garage or on a closed track where you can really get the most out of this beast. That would be kind of like most legendary Pokemon, and you've got those Pokemon that are great for competitive play, but in-game you'd never consider using them. A good example of that would be Chansey. With the pre-evolution stone, it's nearly indestructible, but it's got such low offense that it just won't work, and you don't need its support move pool very much in-game. So, yeah, that's the kind of thing you use competitively, but in-game, that is just not worth it. And keep in mind, I don't really know the first thing about cars. I know how to drive one, but that's about all. I'm not the kind of guy who goes around doing donuts in vacant parking lots, or go race on the streets at night and stuff like that. It's really, really dangerous, especially when the roads are as slippery as it can get here in Canada sometimes. Even with winter tires, it's not something I would do, because I'll admit it, I am a chicken. When the speed limit is 80, I am not going to go faster than 85, even if I'm considerably slower than the rest of the traffic. And naturally, the day I see a police just going past me, going after a car that's going at 110, 120, that's when I'm going to say, hey, it paid off. But I guess that's the kind of thing you learn through other people's experience, so that's why I'm allowing myself to make that little analogy, even if it's not picture perfect. So I guess this was the last trainer up here, so we got 2 items to pick up, a max potion here, and what's over there? Come on, go faster! Ice Beam TM! Alright, I'm glad I came here. This is going to come in handy later on. Now I'm going to fly away from this place since I'm sick of the snow, and, oh crap! I chose the wrong city! No, wait, actually, this isn't so bad because I had business in this area too. I wanted to fly to Hearthome, but I guess Pastoria works too, since there are a lot of rock climbable spots near the Grand Lake Hotel. So I guess I'm just going to get up there, and next time I'm going to explore what I couldn't do the first time around in the Grand Lake Hotel area.